Good morning, my dear students. Good morning, everybody. I am Dr. Karunamurthy. Today, the important topic for community medicine, that is epidemiology. We'll discuss about the epidemiology. In that epidemiology also, we will discuss about the communicable diseases, which are most important. Epidemiology is the backbone. It is not seen, but if it fails, the person cannot stand. In that way, epidemiology is the backbone for the treatment of the people, for the prevention of the disease. In disease, what will happen? In the disease, ill health comes, followed by suffering. The suffering, if we neglect it, it may land in death. We can classify these diseases into infectious and non-infectious. Now, in this hour, we will discuss about the infectious diseases. Non-infectious, we will discuss later. Anything in epidemiology, we will discuss in the terms of agent, host, and environment. And we should not forget, whatever we see, it is only the tip of the iceberg, but not the whole content. It is only tip of the iceberg. Anything we have to discuss in the agent, host, environment. It is a triad, epidemiological triad. If the agent is of less in quantity or less virulent, and the host is having good immunity, he is not susceptible, and the environment is congenial, healthy, and good, then no disease will occur. No disease will occur. We cannot see the disease. Even the agent is large in number, and environment is also worst. But if the host is having immunity, that is, he is having good lifestyle, good behavior, and everything, his immunity is good, he will not suffer. He will not get the disease, no disease. But here, the agent is large in number, virulent, the environment is bad, the person is also having less immunity, and he is not having good healthy style. Now, all these three put together, where it joins, this quantity of the people will get the disease. In this, these people will not get this. So, these people will be, because here the environment is good. Here, the agent is not there. Here, no, not even agent or environment. But this portion, this is the people who will get the disease. Agent. What is agent? Agent is a substance, may be living or non-living. It may be a force, tangible or intangible. Excess or less or lack of presence of that substance, which may initiate or perpetuate a disease process. This is called agent. Agent means it is a substance, may be living or non-living, or a force, tangible or intangible. Excess, less or lack of presence of that agent may initiate or perpetuate a disease process. This is the agent. The agent may be in reservoir, in carriers, in animals, or in the environment. It may be present in any of these forms. It may be present in the reservoir. Reservoir means reservoir for this agent. Carriers, animals, and environment. Infection and infectious disease. We must know the difference between these two. Infection means that is entry, development, and multiplication of an infectious agent in the human body with an implied response, that is immunological response. If the immunological response is good, the infection will not, it cannot harm the person. So, infection is different from infectious disease. If we talk about the infectious disease is a part of the spectrum of health which is clinically apparent. Infectious disease is apparent, clinically apparent. We can see that one. This is a part of the spectrum of the health. But infection is not like that. It is only entry, development, or multiplication. This difference we must know. For example, if you take, most of the people are harboring this tuberculous bacilli. They are having that infection. But as the people are having more immunity, as they are strengthy, that agent is unable to cause the disease. Those people are not diseased. They are infected. The diseased people are very few. Now, we are interested in infectious disease. Very good. Every doctor, every physician, every person is interested in treating the infectious disease. It is good. But we should also give due importance. We should not forget. We should give the due importance to infection and its dynamics. How the infection goes, how it travels, the infection and its dynamics. And we should not forget about the subclinical cases. Subclinical cases means they will not show any clinical features, but they are harboring the infection. Carriers means incubation, carriers that are present in the incubation period or convalescent period. Even after the treatment is over, all the signs and symptoms have disappeared. The patient appears to be healthy. He is recovered. But even then, he is able to transmit the disease to the healthy people. These carriers, even in the incubation period, the person has got the infection, but we are unable to detect the disease. It will not show any signs and symptoms. That incubation period, that also these people are called carriers because they are infective to the healthy people. Reservoirs, that means reservoir for the infective agent and infectious agent, and modes of transmission, how it is transmitted from a person to person, from an ill person to the healthy person, from a carrier to the healthy person. What are the modes of transmission? Is it through air? Is it through water? Is it through the environment? Is it through the soil? Is it through food? Or is it by behavior, sexual behavior, or anything? The modes of transmission is also more important. Agent. Coming to the agent, we must discuss about this reservoir, immediate source of infection. Where is that immediate source of infection? We should search for that immediate source of infection and the characteristics of the agent. If we know the strength and weakness of the enemy, we can fight with that enemy. In the same way, we must know the characteristics of the agent, for which it reacts, for which it develops, for which it multiplies, how to control that one, how to contain that agent. If we control the agent, the disease also can be controlled. Reservoir. What is the reservoir? The reservoir for the agents, that may be a case of the disease. That means a person suffering from a disease, or carrier, or animals, or even the environment. The particles of agents for this disease, they may be dormant for many days, months, or even years in the environment, in the soil, in the floating air, like that. That environment includes water, soil, and everything. In all these things, the agent may be there, and we must be careful about that environment also. Characteristics of agent. Its infectiousness, how powerful it is in causing infection to the other person. Infectiousness, how much infectious it is, and infectivity, and secondary attack rate. Secondary attack rate means once the infection has occurred, during the incubation period, to how many people that person can spread the disease, to how many healthy people he can spread. That is called secondary attack rate. And pathogenicity. Pathogenicity means this how much damage it causes to the tissues and cells. Pathogenicity and virulence of the agent. The less the virulent, the less the chance of getting the disease. The more the virulent of the agent, the more the chance of getting the disease for the people. Now, coming to the host. In discussing about the host, we must see about this age of the person, age, because the age influences the infectivity and infection and susceptibility of the person to get the disease. Suppose the extremities of the age, if the age is very less, that is less than 1 year, less than 2 years, or if it is on the other side, more than 60, 65, like that, geriatric people, these people are more susceptible to some diseases. And then sex, no, naturally, the women are more vulnerable to diseases, to some diseases. And males also, these are, as they wander around the streets and all these things, and the type of clothing they use, they are susceptible to certain diseases. The economic status of the person, it also determines the infectivity, the chance of getting the infection. Economic status, if the people are poor, poorest of the poor, or below poverty line, those are more susceptible because they are unable to get food, they are unable to get good environment, they are unable to get good housing, they are unable to get good ventilation. By all these things, the economic status influences the disease. Occupation, what occupation the person is doing. If we are the doctors, we are having some occupational diseases, we are exposed to so many infections, tuberculosis and all these things. At this moment, the doctors are saluted, and these are much worshipped by each and every person, including the military, military, by flowering on us for the dedicated work we are doing. But we are at risk. You are seeing so many doctors who have got infected with the coronavirus, and some people have expired also. Occupation, and the other occupations, we know pneumoconiosis and all these things for the quarry workers, and cotton industry, or sugarcane industry, or the occupation also, it influences the disease. The living conditions, the people living in the underdeveloped areas, in the urban areas, previously it was called as slums, now we should not call it as slum. So the living conditions, where he lives, how he lives, these also influence the. Then the lifestyle and behavior, our lifestyle, but it is a long way. It takes much time to change our health. This is more preferable for this non-communicable disease rather than communicable diseases. Even in the communicable diseases, if you take this sexually transmitted diseases and HIV, AIDS, hepatitis B, all these things, this depends upon our behavior. Our health is in our hands. It is in our behavior. Our health is in our behavior only. Then the use of personal protection measures. For anything, we must be protected by ourselves. Personal protection to prevent from the mosquitoes, not to get this malaria, we can use mosquito nets. I wondered when I went to a village, the sheep buffaloes, they were covered with mosquito nets. Then I appreciate that veterinary doctor who has influenced those farmers to give good health for their sheep buffaloes. But we the people, knowing everything, how much of the people are using mosquito nets, you know well. The influence of host factors, status of host immunity. For the same disease, same agent, same quantity of the infection, different people react differently. It depends upon the status of the immunity of the host, how much immunity we have got, host immunity. And then age we have discussed, and genetic makeup, sickle cell anemia we know, and some people in Africa and some areas, they don't get some diseases, certain diseases, like that. Genetic makeup, our genetic makeup also protects us from some certain diseases. And ability and utilization of health services, not only ability and provision also. The health services, this is a policy matter, and the governments should take interest to give good health by providing the due share of GDP for the health budget, but which is a meager amount we are getting, and that is the reason why our health status is like this. The provision by the government, the doctor-patient ratio, doctor-nurse ratio, bed persons and bed ratio, all these things we have to consider, and we must be equipped with all these things. Then we can have good health. The provision, ability, and utilization. Even if everything is there, the person may not utilize it because of the ignorance, illiteracy. If we see the present COVID-19, I call it as a medical disease, no doubt, but with a tail of social problems. It is also a social disease because of the migration, because of this poverty, ignorance, lack of health education, all these things. These are lack of personal hygiene. These are the causes for this COVID. On a long run, now we are in acute stage. That's why we have to fight for this now. And in a long run, we have to fight with those things also to completely eradicate such diseases. And then herd immunity. Herd means a small group. If 80%, 85% of the people are protected from certain disease by immunization or something, then the remaining 15% of the people also will get that immunity, and they are also protected. Herd, a small group of people, it occurs in small groups, not in large quantities. The tribal like that, or even small groups. Herd immunity, that for that sake, even if the vaccine is given for 85% of the people, we are satisfied, because the remaining 15%, they will get the herd immunity. By that, the community is protected. Factors influencing the process of infection. The process of infection. For that, there are some factors which are influencing interaction of the agent and host. It is a fight between the person and the agent that is causing the disease, because it is struggle for existence. The agent wants to live, and it wants to propagate its gene, its next progeny. That's why it wants to live. To live, it must look for the host. So it enters the human body. We don't want it, so we fight. The antigen enters into the body, antibodies are prepared in our body, and there will be a fight between these two, and that is causing the fever and all these things. So interaction of the agent and the host, that is influencing the process of infection. Incubation period. Incubation period means the period between the entry of the organism and the appearance of the clinical symptoms. This incubation period is dangerous in terms that the person looks like healthy, but he can transmit the disease to the other people. He is dangerous to the community. And then the period of communicability. The period of communicability, we have to know for each and every disease. Before the appearance of the symptoms, some 5 days or 10 days like that for each disease, that is differently it is mentioned. Before the occurrence of the symptoms, that person is communicable, that he can communicate this disease to the healthy people. And after the treatment is over, after he has recovered from the disease also, convalescent period also, he is able to transmit the disease. So this is communicability before and after and during. And then generation time and gradient of infection, spectrum. This spectrum of infection, this depends upon the infective agent's strength. And then frequency of the disease. All of you know, you are most aware of this epidemic. Epidemic means the occurrence of the disease more than the normal, which was present in the previous year. If we get the more cases than that one, then we will call it as epidemic. Endemic means continuously in the year, the cases will be there in a specific geographical area. Sporadic means here and there the cases will be there. And pandemic means occurring in more than one continent. Occurring in more than one continent. Then we'll call it as pandemic. Now we had in a case, we must be very much particular about these clinical features. We must be able to diagnose the disease. The diagnosis is most important. And in addition to the clinical features, don't forget to know about the social factors which are causing the disease, which are influencing the disease, which may be helpful if we modify. If we modify those social factors, it may be helpful for the health of that person. So don't forget to know about the social factors. And then investigations. What investigation to be done, which is useful for that, not only for that individual, for that community, for the society, for the nation, to control that disease and to stop the spreading of the disease. If we treat, we can treat only hundreds of people or thousands of people. But if we prevent the disease, we can prevent in crores of the people. So for that, the appropriate investigations we must select. Even now, I know some of you are having so many doubts about these COVID investigations also, what to be done, how to interpret it, and all these things. And then diagnosis. Diagnosis is the heart of the art of medicine. So diagnosis is a must. If you don't diagnose, it is just like going into the sea without what is this called, compass box. Diagnosis, without diagnosis, we should not go. So proper diagnosis and differential diagnosis are the main important things. And then coming to the prevention. Prevention is better than cure. Everybody says, from the politician to the bureaucrats, everybody talks about prevention, but no, not practice. Prevention is the main thing. If we prevent, we can save so many lives, so much of amount, financial and everything. Here, in prevention, first we must tackle the reservoir of infection, and then immediate source of infection. And we must know the channels of transmission. We have to cut that channel. If we cut the channel of transmission of the disease from the diseased person or from the infected person to the healthy person, we can stop it there. And then protection of the susceptible population. We must know who are the susceptible people for that infection. Susceptible people. For them, first we must know who are the susceptible people, and then we have to protect them. Our plan of action must be to protect the susceptible people. And then early warning of occurrence of the disease. This is most important. Early warning of occurrence of the disease. Yes, as soon as we get a few number of cases, we must warn the people. We must ask them to take care of it, and we must give protective mechanism to all the people. That's what we have done in locking down. That has helped us a lot in COVID. And early identification and investigation of the epidemic. We have to investigate the epidemic. To investigate the epidemic, there is a protocol. We must search for the source of infection, index case, and all these things. And we have to investigate that epidemic, and we have to stop the epidemic. Protect the population. That is our motto. We have to protect the population. At the same time, in protecting the population, don't forget, we are one among the population. We are also part of that population. First, take care of yourself. If you are healthy, you can treat lakhs and lakhs of people. If you are healthy, you can look after your family well. If you are healthy, you can be happily live with your friends and everybody. And so, first protect your life and then protect the population. We have to prevent further transmission, further cases, and then we have to search for the control such that it will not become a public health problem. It ceases to be a public health problem. And then elimination, we can go for elimination. Elimination means bringing down the cases to less than 1 per 10,000 population. Less than 1 per 10,000 population. For certain diseases, which we can do, there are certain favoring conditions. For them, we can eradicate. Eradicate means there should not be any case in the world, thanks to our seniors, senior doctors, our elders who have eradicated dreadful disease like smallpox and guinea worm, and now the polio is, India is free of polio. Now we are going for measles. So such good things we had to do for the protection of the health of the people. Healthy people, we want healthy people. Not only healthy people, happy people, wealthy people. By this, we can get the healthy nation, wealthy nation, and prosperous nation. We should aim at prosperous nation. We must change the developing to developed nation. India should become a developed country for decades and decades, centuries. We are in the stage of developing stage only. But you, the youth, it is in your hands to change the developing country to developed country. It is in your hands. So better utilize your services, better utilize your knowledge, better utilize all your strengths to convert the developing India to developed India. India is great. India is great. Indians are the best. Wherever you go, any country, the Indians, our brain is good. Our mindset is good. So any country, the chief officers, the chief executives, they are from India. But at this moment, my dear friends, I want to tell you one thing. We are concerned about the raw material. We are not concerned about the final product. Please change this mindset for making the final product, not the raw material. We are sending the raw material to the other countries. There it's converted to final product and sent it back at higher cost. So the medical education, the major portion, the major thinking must be research oriented. You have to research, and that research also, please keep it on final product. For that, we are having good labs, Serum Institute, Santa Biotics, Bharat Biotics, like that. The vaccine, why should we depend upon the other country? We can make it. We can make it. You can make it. You are the young people. You are the youth. You can do it. I am sure the vaccine will be prepared in India itself, and we can get it. We can be free from COVID also. In the next class, we will discuss about the individual diseases. And now I have briefed about this infectious diseases epidemiology. In these terms, which we have discussed now, we will go for each and every disease. Just I will guide for one or two diseases. You go according to that about the other diseases also. You can go. Every disease we cannot cover in this classrooms, but we'll guide, and you can go through. You can apply the same for the other diseases also, and you prepare well. I want you all the best, and I invite your discussion. I invite you for this discussion, for sharing of the ideas now. Any questions? Even the present topic also, the present burning situation, that is COVID-19 also, because everybody will be asking you some doubts about this COVID, the investigations, how to interpret, how to do it. So you can ask about that one. We can share our ideas.
రైట్ సైడ్ డైలాగ్ బాక్స్ వచ్చి అందులో కొన్ని పేర్లు వస్తాయి. పేరు తాలూకా నెంబర్ పేరు నెంబర్.
కుమార్ ఉన్నాడా? ఇది ఎక్కడ వస్తుంది చార్ట్?
నేను చెప్పినట్టు రైట్ సైడ్
నేమ్స్ రాదు, వాళ్ళు క్వశ్చన్ రాస్తారు. వీళ్ళు ఎవరు లేకుండా వెళ్ళిపోతారు.
సేవ్ చేసుకుంటారు.
వీళ్ళు ఎవరు లేకుండా పోతారేమో.
మీకు ఎవరు చెప్పారు
ఇద్దరు లేకుండా వెళ్ళిపోయారు. What if the investigation into epidemic is not possible? What if investigation into epidemic is not possible? Name is not there. Okay. There is nothing like impossible. The word impossible says, I am possible. So we have to search for the way, method, and we must do it. And you must be innovative. You must be creative. It is not just like we are not photostat machines. Doctors are not photostat machines. We must innovate the new ways how to investigate the case. And so investigation of the epidemic is important. Gautam, sir, how to diagnose COVID? Okay. COVID diagnosis by clinical symptoms, it is fever. High fever is a must. Along with that high fever, sore throat, cough, cold, conjunctivitis or itching in the eyes. And in addition to this, loss of taste, loss of smell. These are the clinical features for COVID. Coming to investigations, RT-PCR, real-time polymerase chain reaction, that is the confirmatory and that is the diagnostic test. Rapid test is not the correct one. Rapid test, if you see, it gives the result, it identifies the antibodies only. The antibodies will be formed only after 7 to 10 days after the infection enters into the body. That means if we are seeing for the on the 4th day or 5th day after infection, we can get the negative result. But the person is having the disease, person is having the infection, he can spread the disease to the others. So don't rely on rapid test. Then why for this rapid test? Its specificity is also less, sensitivity is also less. It is only for serosurveillance only. That means after 3 or 4 months, how much is the immunity of the community? How many people are immunized? How many people are having antibodies to fight against this disease? To know that epidemiological survey, that test is useful. But at present, by seeing the rapid test, don't confirm that COVID. Coming to TB-NAT test. TB-NAT test, if you do, it will identify whether there is any virus related to corona, but not specifically COVID. Not specific. It is not specific to COVID. So even if it is TB-NAT is positive, that specimen must be subjected to PCR. Only PCR is the confirmatory diagnostic test. I think Gautam, is it clear to you? Monoclonal antibodies treatment. Monoclonal antibodies. It is under trial. Everybody, so many trials are being taken in other countries also. So the plasma treatment first they have accepted, but now it was rejected. So it is on a trial. Everyone in waiting room. ఏంటి ఇంకా
చార్ట్ ఉందా?
ఇదేగా దీంట్లో ఇంకా కింద టు ఎవ్రీ వన్ అన్నట్టు కింద మెసేజ్ రావట్లేదు. How many cases in our hospital? Mandar Denune hospital. Vishnu, I think Vishnu number 109. How many cases in our hospital you have asked? Our hospital, first it was made as quarantine center. Quarantine, now I have to tell about the quarantine and isolation also. Isolation is for positive patients, for the positive patients. Quarantine is for susceptible or doubtful patients. First ours was made as quarantine center, and later they wanted to make it as a model quarantine center, and now it is the only district COVID hospital, COVID-19 hospital. But at present we are not having any patient here in our hospital. At present WIMS and Geethams, those under KGH, chest hospital, these hospitals are harboring, these people are located there. How long will this pandemic exist? Hemant, how long means minimum 1 to 1.5 years you can take, because for the vaccine to be prepared, vaccine, there are 4 phases for the testing. Its protocol, for that it will take minimum at least by February or March we may get the vaccine, and later we can be sure of getting this one, but not in near future of 1 or 2 months, not. It takes time. How soon? What is the incubation period for the disease? For this incubation period is actually 2 to 14 days for COVID-19, but when calculating the incubation period, it is the 50% of the cases. That means the maximum load on the that period will be taken. For that sake, we are making it as 28 days. 28 days we are putting them on quarantine. Actual incubation period is 2 to 14 days. What about recurrence? Some cases they have become negative and then they have become positive again. That means here we must see in which test it is done. This rapid test, first 10 days it is definitely negative. After 10 days IgM comes. After 1 month IgM disappears, IgG comes. But after 1 month this infection is subsided, even PCR becomes negative, but IgG will be positive. Antibodies will be there, but antigen will not be there. Until then lockdown will be continued. Sir. Lockdown, it is a very difficult decision to be taken, because most of the people are poor and hand to mouth people. So if we make lockdown more for a longer period, they will die of starvation rather than corona. So we must balance these two. That's why we are just weighing the pros and cons, and by that we are doing it. I think up to June ending it will be there, this lockdown. Good morning, sir. Can these become airborne disease. Uh, Here, you must know the difference between this. These become airborne disease. Yeah. What is the difference between droplet infection and airborne disease? Droplet infection means directly when the person sneezes or coughs, the droplets will enter into the other person. That is droplet infection. Airborne means when the person sneezes or coughs, if that falls on an object and from there it enters into the air, and if it comes to the another person, it is called airborne. Definitely it is so. It is through fomites. We are afraid of these fomites. But as you know, this coronavirus is a single-stranded RNA virus, and it cannot live outside. It must search for the living person to live for itself. Once it enters into the human body, then it will become double-branded and it will multiplies, and it causes harm to the person. How long does the virus live on the surface of? How long the virus lives? It is a range. If the atmosphere, the environment, the temperature, these are convenient for that, it may live for 3 to 4 days. But if it is hot and it is, and if we apply the sterilizer, sanitizer like that, it will die. So there is no definite period of its length, but it is short period. Many people are asking usage of more ginger and garlic. These are all not proved ones. If there is no harm in that, you can take it, but not like taking datura fruits, datura seeds. Wherever they say, whatever they say, it must have proof. Case control studies must be done, and even if it is not useful also, it should not cause any harm to the patient, to the person. That whatever we advise, it should not be harmful to the person. If it is useful, it's well and good. But these are not time tested, or it is only assumptions or coincidence. That's all. What's the opinion opening liquor shops in AP, sir, as it makes all our struggle by lockdown? Liquor shops, definitely you know the ill health effects of liquor, alcohol. After taking alcohol, what he does, he doesn't know. So definitely it is not advisable. Really improving our immunity can fight against corona. Yes, 073. Improving our immunity, that is the only thing. SPM is the answer for COVID. Yes means social distancing. P means personal hygiene. Personal hygiene means hand wash, sanitizer use. M means mask. Social distance, hand wash, and mask. This is the answer for this can prevent. Our immunity, we can take more of vitamin C and change our lifestyle also. Sleep hours also must be increased. Lack of sleep also reduces the immunity. So our lifestyle, our behavior, and our immunity, it can only protect us. Respiratory system, other than respiratory systems, which organs are mainly affected with COVID virus. First, it attacks the respiratory system. Once the alveoli and all these are destroyed, when the body cannot take oxygen, the person is put on ventilator to supplement it. And here one thing, the mortality rate is not that much. For that, we are safe. Morbidity is high, transmissibility is high, but mortality is not that high. By really improving our immunity and fighting. is COVID shows seasonal variation. Seasonal variation means the atmosphere that is convenient for the virus is less temperature. If we live in Vijayawada in the summer, it is safe, we thought. But in Krishna district, it is more, the cases are more now. That is, I think it is having seasonal variation also. It is a new disease. Everything, this is being tested, and it is all presumptions and assumptions. And we are doing research. But the young people like you must come forward to do this. Corona is again getting positive after the result given as negative. Why the corona is getting positive even after the, here you know the terms sensitivity and specificity of the tests also, and then the antibodies, IgG, IgM, IgG, all these things, we must see the condition, whether that is false negative when they have given, all these things we have to take into consideration. Some starting the previous health illness, which are suspended. Number of tests. Here one thing, we must take care of our elderly people, that is more than 60 years, and children less than 10 years. These people are more vulnerable, and if there is a child or you, elderly person is there in that house, don't go near to him. Why I am telling this is, you will not get the disease from him, but you will transmit the disease for that old person. Even the children, they will go to the grandfathers, grandmother, and they give you kiss, hug like that. But due to this, the old people, these are vulnerable. These will be at risk, not the child. That's why it is better to keep distance. How can improve the number of COVID tests and also increase its efficiency? Yes, number of COVID tests means we must have more PCR equipment, PCR testing equipment, and cartridges, and all these things. We must, and people must understand to go voluntarily for testing. Even now I am seeing some people are afraid to go for testing. They are afraid if it comes positive, what will happen? How the family members will look after them, like that they are afraid. So the people must be educated. Otherwise, he will spread the disease first to the family members. So they are telling rapid tests are not significant. Yes, rapid test is not significant. It is definite. How can then can this temperature in May can decrease? We are previously we are having seasons, Varsha Kalam like that, rainy season, when like that, spring and but now even in November we are getting cyclones. Even now Amphan cyclone is there ready to hit our Andhra Pradesh. Amphan cyclone. So we must be careful about this. This only one thing is, for high temperature it cannot tolerate and it dies. That is the thing. So that's why we can advise the people to take lukewarm water, not the frizz water, Can a person who already got COVID recover, be resistant? No, there is no such thing. Once getting COVID, because it is new one, it is not yet proved. For the smallpox or chickenpox, there is like that. Once suffered means you will not get. But here we are not sure. If our government parenting delivery or not. Yes, for that early identification, anticipation, the stopping of all international travel, this quarantine system, whenever a person comes, he must be arrested in the airport itself. Not what they are doing, screening means that is only temperature they are seeing, forehead temperature they are seeing. That is not sufficient. Even today, many people are roaming here and there. This is the negligence of the people. Yesterday we have seen how the people are behaving. The people must have consciousness, health consciousness. Everybody thinks that he is healthy, nothing will happen to him. This coronavirus is not having any discrimination towards richness, poorness, region, religion, caste, and everything. It has no. Even the Prime Minister of Britain, he also got it. No, there is no discrimination for that. Even now, we must be careful up to at least July 31st. That's why all the educational institutes and all these things are closed up to July 31st. Only after August they will be reopened. If there are no questions, we will stop it. What temperature corona can't sustain? If it is more than 50 degrees, 45 to 50 degrees centigrade, 60 degrees is best. What is the treatment at present? It is only symptomatic treatment. Hydroquinolines, those are having more side effects. Prophylactic treatment they are given, but it has killed rather than corona. It has killed some of the people who have not acquired corona. That's why we are not using hydroquinolines. And remdesivir, that they are doing on human trials now in America. Today or tomorrow they are going to apply, and that may give result. We are in that research. It is only symptomatic treatment. The respiratory obstructions, respiratory difficulties should be removed. Then the body will take its own action. It is only struggle for existence. We can fight with even a big person if he is visible, but we are fighting with an organism which is not visible. A small, minute, micro organism which is not visible. Okay, friends. Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a healthy day, healthy life. Keep distance. Thank you. Time అయిందా నాకు అదే నాకు టైం మరి ఇప్పుడు ఎట్లా థ్యాంక్ యూ క్వశ్చన్స్ చాలా